Hello and welcome back to Weekend Cartoon Reviews. Alright, everybody, I know what you're thinking right off the bat. Liam, this isn't a Lackadaisy review, or this isn't the KIF Part 2 review. Sorry to say that, I'm not going to be reviewing those today. Something else piqued my interest. I was just because I recently just finished the Total Drama reboot, and a lot of people have asked me, when are you going to review that? When are you going to review that? When are you going to review that? So, I'm just I might as well just get it done, Give the fans what they want. I'm gonna review the new Total Drama Island reboot from 2023. So, okay. I'm gonna start this video off by giving my thoughts on every other season that came before, because as you know, I reviewed the first two seasons on... I should bring that series back, Throwback Cartoon Reviews. I should bring that back a bit, because you did start rewatching Total Drama before the reboot came out. But anyways, Total Drama Island was really good. Nothing's gonna beat the original Total Drama Island. I'm just gonna say that right now. Nothing at all is gonna beat it. Total Drama Action was good, but some parts of it were kinda to me. It definitely felt inferior. Total Drama World Tour was awesome. I loved World Tour. World Tour was so good. The musical numbers were catchy and everything. Revenge of the Island, many people did think. You'd think that this wouldn't be good, but funny enough, Revenge of the Island was my first Total Drama series that I watched when I was a kid. And I like it. It's a good series, but the first three are definitely better. Total Drama All-Stars was bad. Flat out bad. You can't tell me that one was good. No. No. I haven't seen a single person who's praised All-Stars. It's just not good. That's really it. It's just not good. Pahkitew Island, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for my opinion on Pahkitew Island, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't hate it. I find it fine, but obviously the Ridonkulous race is better. The Ridonkulous race is so good as well. Yeah, and that's basically what I think of the previous Total Drama series. Now let's get on to this new one. So, unlike the Total Drama iterations that came out after the first Island did, this one doesn't have a gimmick. No. This one does not have a gimmick. You had Action, which had movie genres. You had World Tour, which was, going through different countries and doing challenges. Revenge of the Island. We're back on the same island, but this time it has toxic waste around it. Pahkitew Island, we're on a whole new island, and things are just moving, and everything's fake. And then the Ridonkulous race was a parody of the Amazing Race. Yeah, this one doesn't have a gimmick like that, no. Which is fine, I guess. They're getting back to basics, which I think is fine. I'm not too mad about that or too upset, or I don't think I was upset at all. I was very upset, though, that my favorite character got eliminated in the show too early, in my opinion. It was Damien. He was my favorite guy in the entire show. But yeah, I'm not going to go over every single contestant like I probably should. I'm not going to go over every single one and say my thoughts on this, so I'll review the cast as a whole, though. What I think of the cast is, it took a second, it takes a second, but they just click with you somehow. They'll somehow click with you. Just give it a second, and they'll resonate with you, basically. Because, the cast is definitely very likable once you get to know them more and more. The first episode, a lot of them, my first impression on them in the first episode was they all felt like assholes to me. Or at least a good chunk of them felt like assholes, and I didn't want to root for a bunch of assholes, to be completely honest with you. I mean, no one wants to root for an asshole. Come on now. That's just common sense. But yeah, that's what I thought of them at first. I thought characters like Bowie, which Bowie is an asshole, I could say that for sure. Ripper, which Ripper's my least favorite character in this season. I hated him the entire time. And I thought Wayne and Raj were going to be assholes just by the way they were introduced, but they became funny. They were likable. They were dumb, but they were the funny type of dumb to me. But yeah, that's, my first impressions on the cast. And I think that the Total Drama reboot, it has flaws. It's good, but it has flaws. Let me explain. The first flaw is, I'm just gonna get the elephant out of the room, Chris's new voice. Chris is still the same sadistic asshole we all know him to be, and he's still probably the funniest thing on this show. But it's the new voice. It took a second to get used to. I mean, when I first watched the trailer for the reboot, I didn't really notice it too much. But then, when people pointed out, I was like, yeah, something does sound kind of off about him. I kind of heard it when I first saw it. Oh, and I forgot to tell you all, the Total Drama reboot currently is not airing on TV. It is actually, the whole series got leaked on Twitter. Somehow, somebody went into the Fresh TV files, I guess, and just leaked the English audio tracks for the show. And that's how we were all able to watch it. Which still baffles me. I still wonder how that happened, how they managed to leak every single episode of the show. I can't believe that. Has this happened before with previous Total Dramas? Because I don't know. I don't know if it's happened before with previous Total Dramas. Please tell me. Because I'm kind of curious. If anybody knows about that, please tell me. I'm curious. And alright, as for the challenges this season, they were for the most part good. I mean, none of them really got under my gears, grinded my gears, except for the episode 5, which I see many fans complain about on Twitter, which, yeah, I could see why it's bad. I mean, just watch the episode for yourself. I don't even want to explain why it's bad. It's just bad. I don't even want to explain why. Just go watch it for yourself. It's just disgusting. That's all I'm going to say. There are some challenges that were kind of rehashed, I felt like, from the first season. But that's fine. I mean, there were some good challenges, like the one in episode 2, where they were trying to sink each other's boats. That was a fun one. And, alright. So, this season subverted a lot of things that I thought I was going to be completely right on. It subverted who the antagonists were for me, because I had a feeling Nichelle was going to be the antagonist just by how the promotional art looked. And, yeah, I was wrong. Wrong. But with that being said, I like the fact that I was wrong. I like being surprised. I like that. I don't like being right when it comes to shows and movies. I don't like predictable, but predictability is fine in cases. Being predictable doesn't necessarily mean it's automatically bad. But here, I'm glad I wasn't right on everything. I'm happy. Because, you know what? It's good to be surprised. And yeah, this show, I thought it was just gonna be okay at best and bad at worst, but it exceeded my expectations, the show. I'd say it's a very, very good season, and I know there's a season 2 upcoming, and I'm excited for that as well. Also, Chef's new voice I didn't really complain about too much, because I've heard it in Total Drama Rama, which is a bad series, by the way. Do not go watch that. There's just a lot to unpack about this new Total Drama reboot, and I can go on and on about it. It's a really, really good reboot. And I really encourage all of you to check it out. It's not cringy at all. Even though it's a tackle on modern teen stereotypes, like the first season was, it works. Because it's Total Drama. You can't... I don't know if I should say you can't fuck up Total Drama, but All Stars managed to prove me wrong. You can't really fuck it up in this sense. Because the cast was pretty good. Pretty damn good cast. And yeah, I like that. But I will say one thing. There's one thing I did predict. I did predict one of the people that would make it to the finals. I'm not going to say who it is because it was the winner of the season that I predicted who would be the winner. Throughout the show, it kind of gets obvious. They kind of lay the answer right in front of you a little bit, but it's more subtle than obvious, but I still managed to get it. It wasn't like Yotsuba from the Quintuplets, where in the movie, in season 2 of that show, they, kind of foreshadowed her as the winner, the one to get Futaro. It's kind of like that here, I guess, but except I was actually able to get it right. With the Yotsuba thing, I didn't see it. I just didn't see it coming for whatever reason at all. But I was glad she won, though. And I'd say the winner definitely deserves the win. It could have easily been somebody else, but They wrote this one well. The staff seemed to know what they were doing with this one, and I'm happy that this turned out good. This was a good reboot, for sure. This is an example of how reboots should be. And like I said before, you can't really fuck up Total Drama. You have to try to fuck up Total Drama. Total Drama's a really good show in general, and I love it. I love Total Drama. It's so funny to me. It always makes me laugh, and this season was no exception. I had so many great reactions watching it, and it was just a fun watch. I encourage you all to check it out. But really, that's all I have to say about it. Please, go watch it for yourself. You're not gonna regret it at all. And yeah, that's it. Bye, everyone!